Hello, David Kenworthy here, 17th of the 10th, 2022, and we're looking at the Stonehenge Giza megalithic yard relationship, and we're developing it even further. Today we're going to add the meter to the arrangement, and it's very simple. Now we're starting with megalithic yards, and I've put 1 in there, but I can also put 2.72. And we see the megalithic yard becomes 32.64 inches. So we're at inches in this column. And in this column we're in digits. So what we find is that when the base of the equilateral triangle in this arrangement is 1 foot, triangle side 1 foot there, we get 2.72 in this circle, and we get 3.62666 in this circle, which is 2.72 times by 4/3. And if I put 1 in there, we can see this, 1.333. Now the Giza base is this number multiplied by 10,000. And it's always that when we use this arrangement. So if we put 2.72 in there, we can get the Giza base. And it's 36266.666 inches, because the large circle, when we've got 2.72 in the small circle, 1 megalithic yard, and 1 foot here, we get 362,666 in this outer circle, and we just multiply that by 1,000 to get the Giza base. Now this is very interesting because we can put any megalithic yard we want in there. So we put 2.7216 and we hit John Neal's Giza base 36288, John Neal's Cubit. We can hit any cubit we like, really, because the megalithic yard and the cubit are related, and the relationship is megalithic yard in inches divided by 1.584 gives the cubit in inches. And I'm arriving at this cubit here by dividing that by 1760, but I'm arriving at this by dividing C5 by B9. So that C5 divided by that is 1.584. That's a constant. And we can do the same with the meter, and it works out at 19008. Now 1584 feet is 3/10 of a mile, and 1900.8 feet are 0.36 of a mile. So those relationships are again fixed, and they're obviously meaningful. Now we come to the meter. We know there are 54 digits in a meter, and we know the megalithic yard, if we put 1 in there, we know the megalithic yard times 1.2 is the meter. And we know that the Giza base is 1.333 when the megalithic yard is 1. So we can work out these relationships here because they're very, very simple. And what we get is this is 1 foot, this is 1 megalithic yard, and this square is 1 megalithic yard times 1.2. So that's 1.2 megalithic yards. And this circle is 1.33 megalithic yards. So the relationship between this inscribed square, which is the meter, and the ascribed circle is, the circle is 10 when the megalithic yard, the meter is 9. And that is according to Berryman. So that's what we found in this arrangement. And this is a full arrangement now, because we've got the equilateral triangle, we've got the circle on the apothem, we've got the ascribed circle, and we've got the inscribed square which is 1 metre. And this is very significant. And what it tells us is we can work out the length of the metre at Stonehenge. And we can do that by putting 2.72 feet in that square. And what we can use this metre, which is here, 39.168 inches, 3.264 feet, which tells us that when we've got 32.64 inches in the megalithic yard, we've got 3.264 feet in the metre. Now that holds for all arrangements. So if we put 2.75 in there, we find that we've got 33 megalithic inches and 3.3 feet in the metre, 33 megalithic inches in the megalithic yard. And here we've got the Giza base of 36666.67. And what I've been saying about these units being variables is holding up now. We can see that the megalithic yard can be anything we want to put in there. So I'm going to put 2.7216. And we see immediately that we get the Giza base here of 36288 and the Cubit, which is what we're expecting, John Neal's Cubit. So we can change this now to get Berryman's Cubit here, 20.625. We just put 2.7225 in there. And there we have it, very nice and neat. And we know what's happening at the Giza base now because we've got 45 digits in a megalithic yard, 54 in a metre, and 60 in the Giza base, the large circle here. So we can work out how many digits there are in the Giza base, and it's that number, 50,000. And then we can work out how many metres and how many megalithic yards. So if we divide 50,000 by 45, we get 1.111 recurring, and we know that from the previous presentations. So what can we say then here? We can say that we're producing, when we put 2.72 in there, producing the Stonehenge metre. And what's happening at Stonehenge? At the Sarsen Circle. The Sarsen Circle, outside circumference, is 48 megalithic rods. 6.8 feet. And the metre is 3.264 feet. So we've got 100 metres in the Sarsen Circle exterior circumference, the ascribed circle around the Sarsen Circle. And we're proving it here. We're proving against this. Now what people will be telling me is that this doesn't hold up with pi. It does actually. But that's another story, and it's a long story, and I'll just show you where I've done the proof. And that's it. Now, I might risk going through that with you at some stage, but I'm not up to it at the moment. There's too much in it. So thank you very much for listening.